Alright everybody, what's up? It's your boy User coming back with some not franchise mode because it still doesn't work. So last week, what was it, Monday? I don't know. We had Mud Dogs and Sharks. We had Jobcats, Tigers, Sharks, and Jobcats advance to, I guess, kind of upset, so Bobby Boucher's out. Today we have, let's see. Oh my god, if I could find the team. There we go. Finally, the PlayStation All-Stars will take on the Judgment Day Terminators. Pretty even matchup. That is fine. Let's get popping at Mapleview. Pro. Oh, we're going night. Again, here are my sliders that I've been rocking with. I feel like I'm getting the best gameplay out of this, especially from the running backs. It's a little bit more balanced. Of course, since I've, changed the rosters almost 100% completely, I don't have a bunch of 99 overall running backs running, so this seems to be okay, the ball carrier IQ and the break tackle, but anything higher than that, you probably won't see any of the running backs get tackled, ever. I don't know why they do that, but it's not my game. I didn't make it, so. The winner of this game will advance to play the Berserks in the second round. We'll be down to 8 teams at that point. Skynet Terminators, full of a bunch of T-800s and T-1000s. We'll see if they are able to get the job done here against Nathan, Drake, Kratos, and the boys for the PlayStation All-Stars. Starting with a fun screen. What a great play. I'm actually completely over the screens in this game. Actually working on getting a stream deck built with an iPad. Another screen. What the fuck is going on? So I'm building a stream deck on my iPad, which I didn't know was even a thing that you could do. And the problem is it doesn't work. Like, I have to actually stream from my computer for these things to, take effect. Oh! How did that defensive tackle just get a pick? And he's hurt. I'm about to just turn injuries off. Shit is driving me insane. Where'd he come from? First of all, can't see their names, because why would I want to see that? Oh, it was like some sort of zone blitz, and he just walked right in front of the... So they ran like a bunch of curls. What an interesting start to this game. I guess the T-1000 can make mistakes. Buddy has had the pick of his life and has just tore his knee all up or something. Disgusting turn of events for the Terminators here. Nathan Drake hands off to Kratos and he just walks that bitch in. Sony is getting greedy, and they're getting greedy on the scoreboard here. Great kick. I forget I made Ratchet and Clank the kickers. I can't remember which is which. To thank my boy Funkified for the Skynet logos here. His ideas influenced this team design greatly. with the impending Judgment Day coming up next month. I'm sure you're all ready for that. Sorry, this month. Keep reading, February was like 28 days. I don't really know who I want to win, but I definitely made the Terminators a really good team. The PlayStation secondary consists of they're not elite players. It's a solid secondary. A lot of low guys in the 80s here, but they're getting pieced up.
Catch was made by number 43. That's one catch for him today. Number 29 with the tackle. First down.
Terminators are starting to lean on the ground game here.
16 yards gained on the run.
Solid snake on the tackle, infiltrating enemy lines, but the Terminators are taking the fight to them, actually, so not a good look so far. And that missed field goal could actually come back to haunt them at the end of this game, as we've seen the past couple games come down to the wire. Good ball by the T-800, and he steps out.
Second down. Blue 42. 6 yards gained on the run by number 43. Number 43 tackled by number
43 runs like a machine, doesn't he?
First down.
And the PlayStation All-Stars are in there. Everybody heels on the back of the end zone while the Terminators just run the ball in. Just gets the edge. What a monster. What a stupid defensive call by the AI, too. God, that just drives me insane. No edge contained whatsoever. These guys are running a 3-4. You think it'd be even more difficult to keep them from scoring and just gashing you off the edge, but what do I know? And the Terminators miss. This is a common theme here. It's almost like the AI needs to be tweaked when they're kicking extra points. Even low-rated guys wouldn't be missing near as much as these, like, mid-80s kickers. Just gets thrown down. Alright, see, this is kind of our real first look here at this PlayStation All-Stars offense. Right back to Kratos as he gashes them for a couple yards.
Tackle made by number 29 on the defense. Second down. 94, 7-14.
Stuffed. It's another one of those run plays I just don't think works in the context of how this game is programmed. The fullback goes the opposite direction, but the problem is the AI doesn't even make it as like a read against a human opponent. Maybe you could say it could like trip them up a little bit, but based on how this game's design is, it just doesn't function well. Clank coming out to punt for the PlayStation All-Stars. Shitty little pooch kick from him. Good tackle though on the edge.
End of the first quarter. The score is home team 6, away team 6.
Man, is this guy just killing it right now on the ground.
Number 20 with the tackle. Second down. 660 set.
And what even is this defensive alignment? Like, what is going on? No edge contained whatsoever.
Yards gained on the run. Tackle made.
Even like old PS1 games have like defenses set up correctly, and they're not just a mismatch of guys all through. You could tell when it's zone because here's a zone. The last play was a man coverage because you could just tell how they trickle into the defense with no rhyme or reason. First down, they're just running at will here. Skynet is still looking for Sarah Connor. In a 3 safety look, it's almost weird that they get a big run, consistently just getting 10 yards a pop. Why are they in... God, the AI logic, it just fucking drives me crazy. And this looks like that's some sort of like man coverage, I can't tell. Oh, there's the glitch where there's a player lined up offsides. Let me show you. I was wondering what the hell's going on because this game never calls flags. Yeah, this just seems to happen randomly. A guy will line up here. I don't know why. Yeah, there's a couple of these tackle animations I've been getting, and especially, you know, even some of the break tackle ones that are very rare. And I say that in the sense of, like, I might see them once every, like, 7 to 10 games or something like that. It's tough to kind of say. I was thinking about putting a video together of like some of the more obscure gameplay moments like that. Oh, he's just breaking tackles. There's one I keep seeing. I never saw it before, but it's when you go to hit a spin move and you get tackled in your back, and it's like they sort of like slowly roll off of the tackle. Like he gets stood up from behind and he just like rolls to his left or his right. It's kind of interesting as well. This T800 is just demanding he enters the end zone. He can't be reasoned with. He can't be bargained with. He doesn't feel pity or remorse, and they will not stop until he scores a touchdown. Big spin moves. Man, this guy is going to be an absolute threat. If you missed it, the PlayStation All-Stars scored off of an early zone blitz. They had a interception by their defensive tackle. He returned it to about the 1 or 2 yard line, and then Kratos walked his way into the end zone. Damn, Skynet is just automated right now. They are absolutely killing these guys up the middle. The interior line for the PlayStation All-Stars is anchored by Sweet Tooth. But he's really not popping out here on film, and that's another Skynet touchdown. See if they get an extra point here. They're at a premium with the AI. Just barely squeaks it in. Like a wet noodle just kicked that ball. Well, he better be a workhorse. He's literally a Terminator from the future, so...
Number 89, tackled by number 7.
I've been thinking too, it's weird, they haven't really said anything for the update about the next season pass that they're gonna do. There's really been no info on that. What do you guys really kind of like hoping to see? Hey, it's fucking Spider-Man.
With the tackle. Second down.
Oh my god, Kratos fumbles. Big turnover. PlayStation All-Stars are just getting their asses whooped. So, as far as like the theme for next season, I don't quite know what would really make me happy. If they get rid of the holiday theme stuff, I think that immediately would be a buy for me. It's football stuff. That receiver glitch has happened twice now. He was offsides way downfield again. I don't know if there's like a yardage marker that happens from or what. I'll have to rewatch this and see. there's a couple things I'd really like to see. One would just be a fresh arsenal of like current gen football equipment. I'm talking like mouthpieces hanging from helmets, some sleeves. Personally, I always like the arm shimmel that kind of one elbow length from the wrist. I'd like to see some more tape variants on the hands and fingers and stuff. Um, I actually really like. I think there needs to be some like cleat covers and just some more basic football things, like some back plates, maybe a couple more like I don't know, like just variations of just different little things that we can unlock that make sense. That we don't have to do all these skin editing palette swaps to get these things in game. So my second thing that I'd really like to see, what a ball by the T1000, and they're gonna get a first down. I really was hoping also for like an early 2000s gear set because that's when I was playing. I was like a Pee-wee midget football then, and I remember there was a set of Reebok cleats, and I've never seen cleats like this since. But they had like a zip up front over your laces, and they were so cool looking. But like to get some gloves and gear like that, I think that the 2000s had some of the coolest Jordan cleats, Nike cleats, glove patterns, all that stuff was so dope. It was just an era I think that's like really undefeated in my mind. Or be dope to see like a 90s gear set, you know, with like the old Deion Sanders, um, Scully caps, do-rags, some of the like bulkier shoulder pads on some of the running backs would be pretty cool. See like the big ankle tape, some of the horse collars, like for the linebackers, just some of that kind of stuff. Just give me, yeah, like you said, give us more football stuff. Also, before I started streaming, I unlocked the reindeer face mask. I'll never use, by the way. I actually really like the face mask pattern, but I'm not gonna. I don't have the. I would be embarrassed to equip that on one of my players in this game. Jeez, he threw that right to the defense. That was one of the worst throws I think I've ever seen in this game. What even just happened? Holy shit. I mean, this is like, I think he's going to number 27 there in the slot, which is running like, looks like about a 5 yard in route. He just airballed that one. I mean, I have no, that's one of the first times I've ever seen the AI just make a blatantly terrible throw like that. That is one thing I will give college football and EA props on is like the stadium lighting and stuff. Like when you have shadows on the fields and like some of the lighting effects that they have. The Unreal Engine, I think, is totally capable of that. I just don't know if the Maximum team is capable. Oh, the fumble! The All-Stars are right back in it. Oh my god, I thought he'd be able to maybe house that one. What a turn of events. This game is just insane right now. Yeah, I don't know. There's just a ton of stuff I'd like to see them do, but we'll see what happens during Judgment Day. They can just get some things fixed. I mean, I know it's been damn near 4 months since the franchise came out, but it's tough to see the pro field just because no one can play the franchise and really do a whole lot with it right now. So that's like where I'm struggling. I know that there's a bunch of unique setups in the franchise mode for the individual teams, but both of my franchises I was trying to play through with the base teams that they had, they both aired on me. So even right now, I'm not even using the franchise. This is exhibition mode because they keep cutting all the players I make, which Really sucks. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I made a bunch of guys more than I'd like to admit to with a ton of my personal time, and the AI just is cutting my players. So, like, there's just, not only is there bugs and glitches and things, but there's logic issues within franchise mode to where, like, if you have a 90 overall player, he's immediately getting cut. One of my teams had one guy that was rated a 90. It's a running back. They cut him and kept, I don't know why they didn't make that tackle.
Number 10 with the touchdown catch.
Yeah, like right there, you just saw a perfect example. Like, what? Get out of my way. Why is this not anything? Like, what took place here that this isn't even like an offensive break tackle? It's just nothing even took place. So the safeties, there's so much stuff that needs to be fixed. Like, it's tough to name it all in one go here off the top of my head, but holy shit.
The extra point try is no good.
To me, I think one of the biggest immersion breakers right now is the lack of gang tackles. I keep saying it every time that they're pushing updates. Add three. Add three gang tackles. Add one where the defense wins, add one where the offensive player wins, add a stalemate. And then build off of it from there. Hey, a screen pass. Holy shit.
Number 10 with the catch on the play.
I mean, I purposely picked it so there's no weather affecting it. Also, yeah, speaking of weather, the weather play calling logic is absolutely unacceptable. It needs to be addressed immediately.
100-yard loss on the run. Number 18 with the tackle. Third down.
They just took that out completely. As someone who didn't play the beta, I remember when this game first came out on PlayStation, there was still quite a bit of that, but like, I think it was like a few weeks or a month into the 1.0, they like totally patched it so that, because people, of course, in Discord and whatever were bitching about the AI they're too good at tackling, so they took it out completely, and now they can't fucking barely tackle at all. I almost wish that whole first gen of Maximum players, we could just go back and undo all of their input, because it seems like they're heavily responsible for a lot of the bad decision making that the developers were trying to get across. I mean, I don't know those people, who they were really, other than like a couple of them in the Discord. Oh, what a did he just actually, like, what did he just do there? This guy's gloves are just floating beside him, by the way. It's a solid snake. He, like, hesitated, ran through him. Oh. I thought he did almost like a back juke or something. Maybe I was, like, just tripping, but, like, if you're going to take a bunch of casual football players from, like, other football games and bring them to a brand new indie game that's trying to separate itself, I think the first thing I would have done is talked to just someone with football experience. It could be a couple of high school coaches. They could have flew in some random guy from the NCAA just to talk them through thought process and logic and like thinking, play calling type of things. Not let a bunch of, I'm not trying to insult anybody in the community, but like a bunch of guys who, when I was watching their gameplay, it almost seemed like they were just closing their eyes and guessing on what to pick to just get a play called as fast as possible, and then bitching about the end result. So I just remember watching a ton of beta footage from people, and I was just like, is this game totally shit, or are the guys playing this game absolutely atrocious at video games and sports, football video games? Like, So I don't know. That's sort of what
Fourth
sparked
down.
me, like in my OG days of kind of covering this game. That's sort of why I did. Like I was a maximum 2020 player. I didn't enjoy that game, but I knew that
They make the
it
field goal.
existed and I played it quite a bit. And I tried like kind of like covering that game a little bit, but like really there was nothing you could um kind of like help that game. It was just a pretty much a dumpster fire with a physics engine. But seeing like the beta footage these people were posting, man, I was like,
Tackle made by
I'm
number
telling you, I see
24 on
stuff
the
in this
defense.
game, but the users are just abysmal at football. Um, so that's sort of like why I started covering it to begin with. I was like, I need to show people like this isn't because the game sucks, it's because these people playing it are not
Catch was made by
getting
number
any good
26.
football out of it, and I
That's
could
one catch
squeeze
for him
some
today.
juice out of this.
Number
So
24
that's what I
with the
wanted to
tackle.
do. It just sucks that when I got involved, it sort of started getting better for a couple months, and then
First
it just
down.
went downhill drastically. So it's like the stock market. If I buy the stock, you guys need to dump it because it's going to hit the floor ASAP. Weird throw by Nathan Drake there. These Terminators, man, are sticky in coverage.
Second down.
My favorite era of playing this game was when I did my first Dynasty stream. Um,
Pass deflected by
the
number
game
24
started out
on the
bad, but
defense.
each week I played, it almost seemed like there was things getting fixed. So by the end of my Dynasty in the national championship, it seemed like you saw this
Third
long,
down.
fun journey of like bug fixes and improvements and logic and like man, I had some really good games. And I can rewatch that first season of my Dynasty, and
Catch
you
made
could
by
tell
number
there's good
36.
football happening. It was far from perfect,
Number
of course, but
36
like
tackled by
I think
number
that was the best
34.
version of the tackling then. And then like sometime in November they did something that
First
sort
down.
of changed some logic and
Sack made by number 95 on the
I
defense.
don't know. There's also like in any video game, not just talking football games, but in any
Second
video
down.
game, there's dominant strategy. So if the way you're supposed to play doesn't work and you find something that works better, of course, as a user base, you're going to do that. Like, that's just how we're
Number
wired to, we
23
want to
made the
win.
catch on the play.
And even when I played
Number
MPL, I'll be
23
honest, it's
tackled by
so
number
easy to break the
24.
pocket and just run around like a fucking dickhead and throw the ball over the
First
place and
down.
just gash the defense for yards because there's still not a proper QB
First
contained.
down.
The edges don't get set. Um, there's just a bunch of missing logic to prevent that from happening. It was really easy to play the game that way. So I'm not saying you're a bad guy for doing that, but like it's
Fumble
definitely
recovered
not
by the Visitors.
discouraged if you're playing the game and that's the style you have
Second
to
down.
adapt to survive. So I definitely understand. But I feel like watching these games I've been kind of setting up here with the AI, throwing
Yards
from the
on the play.
pocket looks like it's progressively
Number 36
really good.
by
And
number
even when I
50.
play the game, which I haven't for a long time because I just if I can't play the franchise, I really just don't have an interest in it right now. Stepping up and throwing the ball is like, oh, the
Touchdown.
PlayStation All Stars just took the lead. I think let's just look at this play again. I think you're gonna see the Terminators are mid audible or something here. So the All Stars are lining up. They're in a hurry up offense here. You can see the Terminators. They must have clicked the button to make a play call happen, and they didn't like it. And here they're trying to like switch the player. They're audibling into some new play, and you could see they snapped the ball and caught them off guard. This here, I still don't know what the excuse is for this bad coverage, but like you get a good corner route here from the receiver and a great ball. Drake finally threw one on the like dotted this guy up. This is Cole from Infamous, by the way. Gets shocked up. I don't know how many of you guys out there were Infamous fans. I was. So, what's scarier than a T1000 getting the ball back and he has to drive the length of the field to get a field goal at least? But because the AI logic sucks, they're probably not even going to try for a field goal. They're going to try to score and run a bunch of fullback dives. Guess we'll see.
Number 26 with the tackle.
It's a shame Sony has access to the Infamous IP and just fucking doesn't care. I'm so pissed at Sony right now, man. I was a PlayStation head my whole life. I grew up on this console, and this gen has really soured my taste, like, them completely as, like, a company. But let's not get into that. Just keep it maximum. You know what? One more thing. Bring fucking Twisted Metal back. I'm so sick of them neglecting that game. Give some studio a chance to make a small Twisted Metal game. Single player experience. I don't even care. Just mimic the PlayStation 1 games. Whatever. Just give me a little arena shooter with the PlayStation guys. I'll be totally content. Twisted Metal gang and die. Alright, we have 1:07, 1 timeout. Terminators are driving. Good block there. Good juke! Holy shit, a juke! Were you guys sitting down for that? Also, I'd like to point out here, the logic of not getting out of bounds right here, still stupid. You save a timeout. The AI doesn't understand getting out of bounds in this game. So, add it to the pile. Oh, what a play. I will tell you, with this slider set and the way that these rosters are set up, there's a ton more activity from the defense getting passes knocked down. What a sack. The T1000 made a mistake. Is he even a machine? Oh, I gotta show you guys this jam here at the line of scrimmage. Well, he kind of warped into position. I didn't realize that at first, but good jam. He misses him. Good play by number 10, but man, they had him bracketed or something. I don't really know who I want to win here. I'm sort of rooting for the Terminators because, there we go. Okay, so we're going to get a field goal. Maybe we have a chance to see some overtime. Oh, they almost blocked it. I'll be back. What a dagger by 82. Part man, part machine. Tie ball game here. 38 seconds left, 3 timeouts. Maybe the All-Stars can get in field goal range, but then again, they won't use a field goal. They'll just try to score. What the fuck was that? We got to see this here. Did this just donk this guy in the head? What the fuck is going on? The moment got to him. He buckled under the pressure. So what does that not... That should be a live ball. Or was it? Oh, what even just happened? Because they have it at the 40-yard line. Big blitz. Big catch. Spider-Man.
With the catch on the play. Number 20 with the tackle.
We don't know which Spider-Man. Might be Peter Parker. Or the new ones that I actually don't know their names. Miles Morales or whatever. I don't know. But he's Spider-Man. That's all I know. What a play. What the fuck are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? Snap the ball. Take a timeout. What are you... Oh my word. That just happened, everybody.
First down.
Alright, so we have overtime because of the stupidest fucking decision I've ever seen in this. Well, there's been a bunch of those, but today in this game, Terminators, like, you just don't have a... They're going to go for blood now. They've come back in time. They don't have time for this shit. Get this overtime over with. Crossbody throw, almost intercepted. I guess no one in the future taught the T-1000 you don't throw crossbody. Watch some Brett Favre film here, buddy. Good defense, though.
Second down.
Hand it to that 43, dummies. He was killing these guys, and he took the ball out of his hands. Whipped him down short. You get 3rd and goal here. Okay. Goal line on goal line. Right up the middle with the fullback, and he's in there. What an answer by the Terminators. Poor John Connor, he has no chance. You can't miss this field goal. You can't do it. Alright, he barely squeaked it in there. The limpest ankle kick I've ever seen. Alright, now we have Nathan Drake leading the charge here. Drake's under pressure in the pocket. Launches it. Oh my word, what a terrible decision. That should have been the game. T-1000 dropped it. Come on, Drake, you're playing too reckless. Another bomb. Who is calling these plays right now? What is going on? Good defense again. These Terminators are locked in. Another just nuclear missile. And that's the end of the game. The Terminators will advance. Just go down. Oh my god. If he'd have fumbled that, the All-Stars could have got the ball back, I think, and that would have given them another chance, I think. I don't know the rules that in depth. I think that's what happens, though. I don't know why they don't just give themselves up. That needs to be a new thing, too. Like, the AI needs to learn, like, there should be, like, a button you can press, like a double tap the die button to just surrender yourself. Alright. Game 1 of the night goes really well for the Skynets. Their team is going to advance here 26-19. Terminators will advance to play the Berserks in the next round. What a game that'll be. And our final play-in game here is going to be a fan favorite, alright? You guys ready for this one? Where's my teams at? Where are they? That's right. Cons, guards. in a war. You know what? It's a pay-per-view event. My cat is just losing his mind. I don't know if anybody can hear him bawling around. Night game. Paul Crew is going to lead his team. Couple big players in this game. Confetti coming down pregame. I don't know if I've seen that before. Deacon Moss, Paul Crew, the running backs Turley and Maggette. Cons have Kevin Nash, Ryan Bosworth, Stone Cold Steve Austin. What? There's a quote from him which I don't know if it's socially acceptable to say anymore, so I will not say it. Paul Crew taking the first drive here, dots him up. Number 53 on the tackle. Gosh, what was his name? No, the Boz is in this game. And there's another linebacker that played in the NFL, and I can't remember his name now. It's on the guards team here as well. Turley, the big man up the middle. 6'8" Turley. I gotta see if he actually looks 6'8" in game here. Okay, so Crew's like 5'11" or 10. I guess he doesn't. Turley is supposed to be like 6'8". I guess they don't really reflect that still. Crew back to pass. Another good ball by Crew, man. You could tell there's a huge difference when the good quarterbacks like Paul Crew throw it versus some of the shittier ones. Crew has such good touch on his passes. Up the middle, Maggette. Maggette is a speedy, little quick, agile back, which doesn't reflect well. If you guys watch my video about elusive backs, fortunately, they need some love. Jukes and things are very underpowered currently, and they're not being utilized well by the running backs, especially if you're a smaller guy. I think that the AI should understand that. Crew down the middle. It's dropped. Holy shit.
Second down. Let's go get one.
Play action. Crew is sacked. Looks like his offensive line's already sick of his shit. He even start trying to lose him the game yet.
Third down.
Guards are a pretty good team. I know the overalls, it's tough to really tell who is like the better or worse team. These rosters have 80-some players on it. So by the time, and it's that way, I can't control that. When you make a team in this game, it's anticipating you're trying to set up a college football team. So there's like 80-some guys on the team. If you make a bunch of players a 70 overall and then a couple of guys stand out, the roster or the overalls really don't reflect that too accurately. Stone Cold is stuffed in the hole.
Yard loss on the run. Number second down.
Captain Nauer at quarterback. What a pass! Finds his man deep. He sits in the zone. Good ball there. Captain Nauer's alright. He's not as good as Paul Crew, but in spurts, this man should be able to, make some plays here. Heavy set, which in the movie, the guards were able to gash the Cons quite a bit with. And it's intercepted.
Interception by number 0.
Is that fucking Goldberg? Holy shit. Okay. We may have just seen something new for the first time. A diving catch into a tackle animation. Correct me if I'm wrong. Has anyone seen this yet? Number 0. We're going to get a diving interception into a tackle. That might be something I've just seen for the first time in this game. The Cons are in business here. 0-0 game. Hall Crew throws a dot to Deacon Moss. First down. I don't like to watch these replays a lot, but man, what a throw. Yeah, I'm seeing all sorts of new shit. It's the ratings. I'm telling you, they need to be lowered and changed. Maggette, Turley leading the way, jukes a man, stiff arms, and he's gang tackled. Damn, them cleats that Caretaker got him really have him flying around the field right now. Maggette is short, tackled by, I think that's Kevin Nash. And it's going to be big dogs on big dogs. Here's where you hand it to Turley up the middle. I agree. You do get a ton more rarity. It's more of a diverse set of things that happen. Crew. Caught! What the fuck just happened? You guys are seeing every crazy thing possible right now. You're going to have the dropped interception, scooped by number 12, and he just walks it in. All right. The guards are fuming.
They make the extra point. Tackle made by number 26 on the defense.
I've been watching a bunch of random football games too to try to find some inspiration for some like new videos. One game I've been looking at quite a bit is Game Day 2004. It was the last PlayStation 2 Game Day game because 2005 only came out on the PS1 for some reason. I forget what the whole story with that was, but that game looks pretty terrible, and it really looks like Axis football. But it had some really crazy tackles that took place in that game, and I just think like Max needs to like do some research on like some different tackle animations into certain scenarios. I think the sideline stuff needs work. I think there needs to be a couple of collisions, maybe with off-ball characters that are just like they both collide and maybe like fall to the ground or something like that. I don't know, but
Number 25 with the pass deflection on the play. Second down.
I've also been watching a bunch of like old PS2 era Madden, and man, I could just sit there and just watch that as the guards get sacked. The way that game plays during the PlayStation 2 era is it's so buttery smooth. Everything happens. Nothing looks like a hiccup. Nothing looks like it's like falling into place. Even like the gang tackles, the situational moments, they all feel so good. What a pick there by 34. Another horrendous interception by the guards. Captain Hour is going to get an earful. What an interception too, man. What a snag. Guards might just be too much for these guys. Or the cons might be too much for the guards. Hits his outlet there.
Second down.
Papa John back there at safety. Ooh, broken up. Yeah, I don't know. I've just been doing homework on some games. NFL Extreme is one, and I'll say this. The same people that made Game Day made NFL Extreme. It was 989 Studios. NFL Extreme is an arcade football game that has some of the best animation work I've ever seen in a sports video game. Whoever at 989 did the mocapping at times was just an absolute genius. And I tried to showcase that in my I made a YouTube short of that game like a couple days ago. The trucking animations in that game are so real at times that it's like tough to get off me. It's like tough to find better ones. Turley with a big run. And another game that's slowly becoming more real and real because of how bad football games are at this point in time is the NFL Street Series. There were some absolutely incredible swim moves, push-pull by the defensive lines. Some of the juke moves gave you such great interactions with the defense and offense. Man, it's just such a great game. It's just terrible to think that like NFL Street now has more simulation elements than like fucking Madden at this point. Crew checks down, and it's going to be fourth down now. And they're going for it. The cons always go for it. Let's go. Up the middle to Turley. He's fucking stopped short. Holy shit, what a gamble. Turley is actually, I made him, he should be damn near untackleable, but he of course tried the spin move when he should just be trucking through people, but what do I know?
Second down.
Here's where I think the AI should just take a knee and go to halftime. Like, it just doesn't have the ability to understand that because it's not programmed to. Like, sub 1 minute, the game plan deep in your own territory, you might as well, like, you run a play. If it doesn't give you a home run, you sort of play to get to halftime, especially when you're only losing 7-0. Now you have to punt the ball. Stupid. And it's a terrible kick. Cons might get the ball. No, I guess not. I was going to say in field goal range, but Crew at least now has a chance to maybe Hail Mary one downfield. Guess we'll see what they do. I'm not sure. The AI might just run fucking dive here. Who knows? Or screen. It's so stupid. You can run a screen. Holy shit. Well, the winner of this game will go on to play a surprise team. If you can guess who hasn't had a game yet, could be a pretty interesting QB battle that game, especially since the AI can't cut my players for this matchup. So, guards will start with the ball here. Nauer's got to get back on pace here. He's had a pretty rough first half, so weird. Again, I don't know why the AI is running it wide like that when they have a clear-cut lane to just cut up into and get 4 or 5 yards. They always do this thing where they run straight to the sideline. Good little check down pass. It's going to set up a 3rd and 6 maybe? 7, alright. I just don't think the guards have the athletes on the edge to compete downfield. And I just ate my words right away. Right up the middle, and the blitz hits them. They have shut this run game down, pretty much stifling it at this point. 39 is a pretty good back. He's a pretty high-rated power back, just like he was in the movie. Good ball up the middle. 81 gets stuffed, but man, they're in. This is the best drive of the game so far.
First down.
Players are getting off jams, and he's in there for the touchdown. Can I get a hell yeah? Stone Cold with the reception. And it's a tie ball game. Look at that. Here's about the point of the game where Paul Crew starts selling them because the guards are going to hold him for caretaker's murder. See if Crew actually will turn on his guys or do the time. There's a nice little spin animation into a tackle. I've not seen that one a whole lot either. Crew with the little check down pass. How many 39s are on this team? There's like one on offense, defense. I didn't know this game doubled up on numbers, but you know, what do I know? At this point, you could tell me they have their heads sewn to the grass, and I wouldn't even barely even bat an eye at that. There we go. Magette's getting involved. The safety AI barely let them even react. Just atrocious. His arms disappearing into his shoulder joint. What the fuck is happening? Yeah, if you guys are enjoying this at all, I'm trying to squeeze anything I can out of this freaking game at this point. It has done nothing but combat me every step of the way. But here we are. I'm having an exhibition mode tournament with these teams. Good coverage on the play, good defense. Spent all this time making these teams, and then I boot up into franchise mode. Get it one game deep before I realize the AI cut all of my players. Crew throws it away. There's a good quarterback decision by a veteran Paul Crew. I'm going to see Crew go deep to Moss. Deacon Moss. Michael Irving, if you don't know that. And right on cue, he's the 42's downfield. Papa John breaking tackles. 44 on the tackle. I think that's Bosworth. What an answer by the Cons here. Low scoring game here, surprisingly. These are two pretty decent offenses. Crew to Magette. Turley leading the way. A couple yards there. And that'll take us to the fourth quarter with the Cons on the doorstep of taking the lead here. If this game shits the bed here this month. What's everybody playing? I've been watching a little bit of stuff about this varsity high school football game. Unfortunately, I do not have a PC that can play something like that, even in its early beta testing phase, so I might start covering that game a little bit. I'm really looking at Access Football, but I still just, man, it just doesn't pass the eye test for me. The game probably works better and has better franchise mode and functionality and things, but it's so hard for me to get over how clunky and slow that game looks. I've deleted college football off my PlayStation. I won't be playing that ever again. I tried to get some joy out of that, but man, that game is the real deal fucking garbage. The logic in that game too, you could argue, is just kind of insane at times. You can't recruit anybody unless you're like one of the top 7 schools in the game. And the AI, it cheats. I don't know how else to explain it. It's almost like it's predetermined how the game is supposed to go. No matter what you do, it doesn't matter. All day in the pocket. Finally checks it down.
Number 24 with the tackle. Second down.
I've also debated on going back to trying to play some NFL Street 2. I really wanted to get into that, start playing the, I forget what that mode's called, Own the Street. I might do some streams of that or something. But yeah, if Maximum fails, man, my channel is going to be in trouble. I'm really built it around this game's success. I feel like I've tried covering it fairly. I've given a lot of attention to the details of this game, and I think I'm one of the only humans on the planet that fucking streams it at this point, so it just sucks to get no love from them, and also just a ton of silence just from like what's going on, the roadmap situation, like what to even expect out of the game, if it's even still going to be a thing in a month, you know. Just tough to stick with it, but at the same time, like I do get enjoyment with this game at this point, so. Ooh. Fucking Captain Hour better get his shit together, because they need to at least get in field goal range here. Can the Cons hold them off? Oh! It's a big play there. I don't know if that was like a cover 2 or something. A couple things I wanted to talk about real quick. Look at this good little back pedal. So I think this was cover 2. So when you're the Tampa 2 of the cover 2, you really got to get a deep drop if you're the linebacker. Looks like it's some sort of zone, but back here he's running with the receiver, so that I don't know, but man, what a play by 34 here. So maybe a game saving defensive play right there by the Con safety. Now we're back to pass. He's throwing another one downfield and it's intercepted. And that looks like the game blouses for the Cons. What an upset here. They should be moving on. We'll see what they do. I would think they're going to come out and kneel the ball. No, of course not. So the guards have 3 timeouts left. They might be able to force a, punt. But that's if they could stop them. What a tackle. No timeout. Interesting. Are the guards just giving up here, or what the fuck is going on? Because why would you not? Oh my god! And it's a first down. That's a game. Now the guards are taking a timeout. So they just wasted a minute and change with that first non-timeout. They come out in a 2 safety high set. Again, the logic is just absolutely borked. Here, this defensive set looks a little bit better, but, like, you need to sell out to stop the run here. Ooh, he trucks him. Maggette is out of there. He's gone. See you later. Cons touchdown. What a play by Maggette. That's what they get for throwing all his fucking books on the ground in the library, dickheads. Turley's like, follow me, buddy, I got you. And he just needs to make one guy miss. You can call it. They're going to go home and cry to their mamas. Big hit and a fumble. Now it's just getting embarrassing. Oh my god, he's going to scoop and score that one. Another touchdown. Cons. The guards have just completely given up. It's embarrassing. Alright guys, so here's your outlook for... Maybe I'll stream again this week, I'm not sure. So we're going to have the Cons advance. They're going to play the Washington Sentinels. If you're familiar with the replacements, you're going to have Shane Falco go head-to-head against Paul Crew in a fucking collision course. Berserks will take on Terminators. Berserks were one of the final teams in my User League Season 1 last season. Jobcats Gold Tigers in a pretty interesting matchup there of the offensive juggernaut Tigers team. And the reigning champion Storm will take on the Miami Sharks from any given Sunday. We'll see how these games play out, and that will dictate the final four. Unfortunately, like I said, I have to do this in like a single elimination bracket style tournament. It is not my preference to do this. I should have just called this User League March Madness at this point, but I missed the boat on that one. Oh, another almost interception. So I'll probably save the Cons replacements game for last. We'll probably start with the Storm versus the Sharks. Gonna have a pretty interesting game there. Two strong run games, two decent defenses, almost another interception. Cat and Now are having just a nightmare scenario game here. But once they fix the franchise, I am going to be more than happy to run User League officially back into franchise mode. And I actually want to play the game myself here, so what a fucking grab. I would probably like to build my NFL franchise up and run the Blizzards again, but the problem is then I have to deal with all the bullshit the game has with all those crazy high overrated players that kind of you can't stop anybody's run game. It's all high scoring games. I just got to get mentally ready to deal with that. So we'll see what even happens though. I know they're doing some tweaks with the MPL online experience. I have so many card packs right now to open that I don't know. MPL grew on me there for a while and I was really enjoying it, but like there was just something about it one day, it just clicked in my head where I was like, I just don't want to deal with that shit anymore. So, we'll see. I'll get some feedback. I'm sure some of the guys in Discord will immediately kind of report back on, like, what's happening at that point. So, but, for this game, Mean Machine just absolutely dominated there towards the end. What a run by Maggette. That'll be a YouTube short, don't you worry about that. The guards were just totally shut down. I mean, they had 32 rush yards. Same first down marks, but look at the turnovers. Captain Howard just absolutely fucking blew it this game. What a joke he is. Absolutely should be stepping down. But alright guys, so next slate of games we have is going to be here in probably a couple days. the main event, the cons, and the replacements will be playing. So tune in for that stuff. All right, guys, I am out. That is it for me tonight. It is my bedtime. It's your boy User, and that's all.